Right, folks, me and Robbie here have got together to do a Q&A. Robbie's put a note out on Twitter to get you people to ask us elderly people on YouTube for our advice. So here we go, folks.
Anonymous via Instagram. In less than a month's time, I'm heading off to university in a new city and have spent the last month or so trying to have a few laughs with my best mates before I leave. On one occasion, my closest friend never showed up to my place and didn't explain why. When we tried to follow up, he's ignored us on every social media platform, and it feels like he's cutting me and my friend off for what seems like no reason. In your years of experience, do you blokes have any words of wisdom on how we can remedy this situation?
Perhaps that person might be a little bit sad that you're actually leaving and they can't come to terms with them, not putting it too strongly, but you're leaving them. So perhaps they're a little bit heartbroken. Just a thought.
They might be worried about the future. There could be plenty of reasons. You never really know what's going on in someone's life. So
yeah.
Don't know. I'd say the best thing you can do is to not give up. Keep asking him. Just be nice, be friendly, be really supportive, and just keep saying, "Hey, do you want to come out, mate? Do you want to do this?" And just keep asking, even if he's saying no. He probably does appreciate the fact that you're making an effort.
It's a tough time for these university times when people start leaving, and yeah.
Ed via Instagram. What do you recommend for someone buying their first car, and should you get an old banger or a decent 5k car?
Well, Ginge will be having a car soon, and at the moment I'm looking at a Fiesta or perhaps a Mini. So I don't know. I hear Minis are pretty good. They're quite strong. So if you do run them into a wall, they're quite strong. Fords are all pretty cheap to reliable to run. So I don't know. But I would say, sorry, Robbie, that just popped into my mind. If you are buying a car, go to an AA recommended garage. We wouldn't do anything else now. The Mini was from a recommended garage and the van's from a recommended garage. And we haven't really had any problems with them. So AA recommended.
Very good. Two questions here that are quite similar, so we'll do them together. Lewis via Twitter says, how would you adjust your shop for a low budget? And Jack Rhodes says, money is a massive one for me. I heard it on Jack's Happy Hour when Dave mentioned kids buying materialistic things. I know it's easy to say don't buy them, but as you're getting older, have you managed to manage money and find shortcuts in doing the things you enjoy? So money management.
Money management. My money management now is pretty excellent, because if you have seen my 35k in debt video, I'm not plugging it, but
plug away.
Well, yeah,
watch the
35k in debt video. You might learn something, and I might save you a lot of hassle and distress in your life. If you want material things, why are you buying them for a start? Are you buying them for yourself, or are you buying them to impress your mates? Don't buy to impress other people, because if you're doing that, they're not your mates. You know, that's it. Have you got anything to say?
I think, yeah. I mean, budgeting's quite useful. If you do a little family budget, that can be quite good. A little personal budget sort of thing. But also, I mean, a lot of the times you don't need things. I drive a 2008 Vauxhall Vectra estate that's got a few scrapes down the side because my wife's not amazing at parking in Sainsbury's. But because I don't need a particularly nice car, and I'd rather spend the money on experiences and things like that, like going skiing or doing things like that. Yeah. So you don't need most of the stuff.
Shopping bills, just buy what you need. Try and write yourself. When I was in debt and we only had so many pounds to live on a week, we made a shopping list of what we needed and what we were going to cook for that week. And it's quite amazing how much money you can actually save. And we never threw anything away that we didn't use. We used everything. So just be careful on how you spend your money.
And get down Lidl, get the veg down Lidl. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is.
I bought all the veg in the world for 30 quid the other day.
It's amazing. If you go to town markets as well, Loughborough's got an excellent town market. You can buy loads of stuff there, for a fraction of the price of what you pay in a supermarket.
Camigra Fowson? I'm going to say via Twitter, how on earth are you supposed to save up enough money for a house deposit without the bank of mum and dad? Most jobs that hire my age pay minimum. Yeah.
That's a tough one. That is a real tough one for somebody trying to buy into nowadays. My brother-in-law, I think he actually set up a mortgage and account when he didn't even have a house. I can't quite remember. I think what he did was he paid actually so much money into an account each month while he was, even if it was £10, £20 a month, and it just built up. And he did actually make a deposit, but again, that was a long while ago. But you know, if you start building your savings now, 10, 20 pound, do you need to go out on a Wednesday night? No, put it in an account.
Yeah, I mean, it is tough though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't envy you. I mean, I was at the sort of point where it was getting really hard, but now I look around and don't know. I mean, cheaper areas, obviously, and bear in mind they all might well go up in the future or improve in the future, sort of thing. But yeah, it's.
I mean, you could always try and buy an absolute derelict of a house and gradually do it up yourself. That is one thing that me and June have been talking about doing, to buy an old house and do it up.
Nice.
So.
Ewan Broughton via Twitter, does adulthood begin to make any sense ever? And AJ Murphy via Twitter says, does being an adult eventually get easier? Yes.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
You do gain the attitude there, you just couldn't care less.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore, like that sort of thing. And you always, people talk about like embarrassing dad sort of thing. But that's because you just don't care after a while. You realise it doesn't matter.
Care. I mean, I wouldn't go out to offend somebody on purpose.
No, but also more bad things happen the older you get, so the other things become less important. So like people who have had kids die and things like this and horrendous things, and once that's happened, then you're not going to be a bit worried if you say something embarrassing in the pub the night before.
No,
do you know what I mean? Like that. It gets easier.
Yeah, people take life too serious. Just have a bloody laugh. Just lighten up. Things go wrong, things go right. Just life does get better as you get older as such. Not for everybody, I'd have thought, but it does. No. It does, you know.
Harrison Jupp via Twitter, what should be at the top of everyone's bucket list?
I haven't got a bucket list, so...
No. Travelling.
Yeah,
travel around.
See the
experience
sights,
the world, see the world, do all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I haven't got a bucket list, so...
Matt Drain via YouTube says, you both seem to have a younger audience on a platform dominated by young people, whilst both coming up on middle age. I wonder if you could discuss how you stay connected with younger people, whether it's something you enjoy.
I think I said this on Jack Mate's happy hour. I might be 51, but up here I'm still 25. I do try to take an interest of what is actually happening in the world as such, but I don't know. I've always been an idiot. I've always been younger than my age, kind of thing. So
yeah. I just quite enjoy keeping up with stuff. My job is making videos and that, so you have to sort of keep quite up on things anyway. But it's quite fun.
Just don't grow up.
Just carry on doing. Just do what you like.
Yeah.
That's the advice for all of these, isn't it? Just do what you want.
Just do as you want. Just don't care about what anybody says, does, or think, because if they think that much of you that they don't like you, then they're not your friends. So.
Charlie Flynn via Instagram, I'm moving to Leicester for uni this year. What's the best thing I should do or see when I arrive? One for you.
We'll get into Loughborough. We'll go and have a walk around there because it's good. I would take in as many bands as possible. When I was younger, I used to go and watch no end of bands. I've seen the Christians at Leicester Poly, Spear of Destiny. You lot don't even know who Spear of Destiny is. Kirk Brandon. He had an affair with Boy George.
I've no idea who he is. I don't know them.
No. Go and look up Spear of Destiny. You'll love them. Never Take Me Alive. Yeah, just go and see some bands at Leicester. They have got some real excellent venues. So
nice. Dan Smith, I need help with cooking. You're both pretty solid cooks, foodies. What recipe or food stuff would you recommend an amateur cook like me?
Do you know what? I'm jumping in here. Do you want to go first?
No,
you sure?
Yeah.
I would say try and master eggs. If you can master scrambled egg and omelette and stuff like that, then you can develop and start your cooking skills, your culinary skills.
Get recipes, things you like the look of.
Yeah.
Just do them. Just keep doing it, you get better.
And always tweak a recipe to your own taste. When I do a cooking thing, I always say to people, do my recipe, then tweak it to how you like it. So.
And add about 3 times more garlic than it recommends in every recipe.
Yeah.
Kiara, I believe that's how you pronounce that, via Twitter. I literally have no clue what to do with my life. Help. No one does, I don't think, when they're young. And most people don't anyway. And I don't think it matters. You don't need to know. And
people who say they do are lying.
Yeah, you can just do something. If you don't like it, do something else.
Yeah. Just
matter.
Be ready to change your options. I don't know. If you've got, if you like Doctor Who, go and take a Masters in Doctor Who and try and get on the team and write Doctor Who, because I'm sure you can do a better job than what they're doing at the moment.
Very specific answer. I like that. But most people don't know, and even if they make it look like they do know, or they make it look like they've got everything figured out on social media, most people are exactly the same as you.
I don't even know what I want to do with my life now.
Not sure what I want to do for the rest of the day.
No.
One for you, this one, I think, Dave. Luke Jones via YouTube. Me and the other half of a staffy boxer cross, 3-year-old, and we can't stop her nipping when playing. Any advice to stop that happening? She's from a puppy farm, so I don't think she had time with her mum to learn things.
What we did do once with our doodle, he used to bite and nip. He used to entice you to play. He weren't being naughty as such, but he wanted to play. So one day I picked him up by the scruff of the collar and chucked him in the garage for 20 minutes. And he came out and he was fine. When he did it again, or tried to do it again, I chucked him straight back in the garage for another 20 minutes. And he did learn because he was away from the pack. Try and think like a dog and separate him from the pack.
A few here that we're going to put together. Brooke via Twitter, mental health and how to deal with it if you feel down. Adam Fox via YouTube, any advice on suffering with anxiety and depression. And Christopher Thompson via YouTube, how do you combat feeling nervous or being anxious? So just general mental health thoughts, Dave.
Yeah, I'm going to plug a video again. Me and June have actually done a video about anxiety and depression. June has anxiety. She all of a sudden something will creep into her mind and she'll worry about something. And me and June did a video about it. As for depression and anxiety and all that, just get up. And I know this sounds easy, just get up. But get up and live the day. This is coming from June's point of view. If you don't get up and make a move in your life, then you'll start going down. Keep yourself occupied. Get yourself a hobby. Even if you're just doing YouTube, and do your thoughts on YouTube and put them out there, and you know, it all helps. Just that kind of thing.
Yeah, so, I think from my experience of friends who had depression, I mean, I think the answers are sort of quite well documented. Things like there's things that do help, counselling, sometimes medication if it's a serious case, exercise, getting outside, seeing friends doing things. It's just the hard bit, just doing them, I think. And but once you do it, it gets a little bit easier.
Yeah,
I think.
You've got to force yourself to do it, and you won't. Not everybody will be fine, but it's just getting through one day at a time, and that's it.
Emily via Twitter, please fix my imposter syndrome. So that's when you're doing a job thing, isn't it? And you are, and you feel that you're not good enough there. Everyone gets that, I think. So that's like basically, I guarantee when Barack Obama became president, he went in there and was like, I've no idea what I'm doing, because people don't know. So I think you're in your job, or you're in whatever stage you're in life for a reason. Everyone feels the same thing, I think. I think from time to time. So just
I've never heard of that, imposter syndrome.
Yeah,
never.
So people, I mean, it happens to a lot of very successful people do suffer from it, and.
So is that feeling like a guilt because of the job you're doing?
So it's feeling like you're going to get found out. So it's feeling like. God, some people are going to realise I'm shit at YouTube soon, or something like that. Which, in my case, I'm certainly
will. Would a bit of advice be? Once again, our videos does seem to be don't care. If you get found out, you get found out, and that's it. I don't know. I've never actually heard of it, Emily. So I do apologise.
Ollie Sean, how are you pronouncing that?
Don't know.
Sean.
I bet it's got
Ollie Shone via Instagram. I'm starting a really good job next week in finance, and it's a great opportunity. All right, Ollie. Big flex. However, I didn't even pass maths and feel like I flipped my way into the job, and I'm extremely nervous I won't be cut out with it. With being such a good opportunity, I can't pass it up, but I am so nervous. Any cure for the nerves?
So is this imposter syndrome
I think this is the same sort of thing as as Emily's suffering from. Do your best, work as hard as you can. Don't be afraid to ask people questions.
No.
If you're not sure how to do something. I mean, if you can't add 5 and 5, I mean, you need to sort of learn how to do that. But if you're unsure of something, ask and just work as hard as you possibly can at it.
I actually was talking to somebody once, and they knew of somebody who actually did know absolutely nothing about what their job was and just blagged it all the way through, and they got right to the top. They just passed everything on to everybody else.
Do that then.
Yeah, just pass it on.
Tom Warwick via Twitter, tips to develop your YouTube channel. Oh,
I don't know, because I've not developed my YouTube channel. All I've been is myself, and I think that's probably what you can. Work
hard, learn all the time, keep learning techniques and things like that. I'd say generally making videos, and the exception is probably Dave's stuff because it's a certain style, but I think most almost all videos would benefit from being shorter.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the time, if you are doing edited things, if you cut a minute off your video, it would probably improve.
It all depends what you're doing.
Yeah.
What kind of what channel you're developing.
Work with other people, collaborate.
Yeah.
Like we're doing
Yeah.
now, and that doesn't mean you necessarily have to try and get KSI to a video. If you've got 100 subscribers, find someone else who's got 100 subscribers or similar that you like, and do stuff with them.
I've started doing BVM Talks a Championship, and I've got a mate, Ped, who he hasn't got a YouTube channel, but I've dragged him in because he is quite knowledgeable of the championship, because Derby have been there so long, and so what I'm saying is, you don't actually have to have a YouTuber helping you. Just get a mate in who you can bounce off. That might work, I don't know.
Yep. We've got Howard Bradley via YouTube is saying, is university worth the debt expenses, or would I be better off doing something practical and earning money early, like an apprenticeship? What do you guys do after education? I went to university when it was free.
Right.
And in fact I got a grant because we had a lower income as a family. But whether I'd go now, I don't know. I went there because it was fun. I think it depends sort of what you want to do. There's some jobs where you need to have a degree for. I wouldn't worry about earning money early if I wouldn't have money as a motivation, but I decide whether or not you need a degree and make that decision rather than the short term.
Yeah, if you're going to be some kind of doctor or something,
Yeah.
I suppose you need a degree. I actually went on a YTS when I left school.
Yeah.
Do you remember
Retro,
what?
yeah.
Yeah, I went on a YTS. I lasted there for about 12 weeks, I think. I think they're only a certain. Then I went and worked with my dad. I wanted to learn how to fit double glazing. Then I realised that my dad's a complete knob. So that didn't last, especially when he left my mum. Then I went into warehousing, and I don't think this university thing is being built up to force pressure on kids of today, and I don't think it does them any good. I think you've got to look for your own thing. I honestly can't see what's wrong with going and working and getting an apprenticeship. You'll probably earn money and you'll learn more on life experiences and that kind of thing. But that's not to discourage people going to uni.
No. And there are a lot of apprenticeship courses now that have a university element, and you'll get a degree while you're working, so that might be an option.
Yeah.
That's down the middle.
Yeah.
Daniel Clark via YouTube, how do you stay calm when under pressure? I would say you can either control something or you can't. If you have some control over it, then you're better off spending your energy trying to change it or trying to make it better. And if you can't control about it, then there's no point in worrying.
I personally have to keep calm, because I'm not a pretty sight when I lose it. It's I had a row with June once and I punched a hole through the wall.
Wow.
Yeah, it's only plasterboard, but I still went through it.
That's good. I thought for a horrible second you were going to say I punched a hole through June.
Brick wall. No, I didn't punch you. You just keep. I tell you, that's another thing. I think as you get older, you keep calmer as well. It's just not worth having a fight or causing trouble over something nowadays. Or
it never helps getting angry, does it?
It doesn't help getting angry. No. So.
Jack via YouTube, I've recently received a promotion despite being the newest employee where I work. I was wondering how you both would or may have handled that kind of responsibility yourself, and also how you both managed to balance any work, home, social life thus far, obviously both having relatively busy schedules. Responsibility, getting promotions, responsibility. I've not really been in that situation where I've been young and I was in a sort of fairly structured career progression before, and then I started my own business, so I've not really had that. What about you?
I did get promoted a couple of times. I ended up running warehouses and stuff. I just put myself forward and I went for it. I don't care other people had been there longer than me.
Did you have any problems with people who you were mates with who you were then in charge of?
Not really, no. I'd always try and keep myself as one of the lads. Where I'm working now, I used to be deputy cell leader kind of thing, and they were fine. Sometimes you just have to rise above it. Do you want to be one of the mates, or do you want to earn one of the lads, or do you want to earn the money? If as long as you treat people with respect and talk to people, this is the big thing. Talk to people how you want to be spoken back to. You'll have no problem. And if they don't like it, doors there.
With regards to the balancing work, home, social life sort of thing, my advice would be to be present, whatever it is you're doing. So you're much better off if you're playing a board game with your kids, or or whatever you're doing with your family, really focusing on doing that for 20 minutes than 2 hours of doing that while you're also on the phone or doing some work or something like that. So try and, when you're doing something, commit to it for that time.
Yeah, it's social life, and the thing is, you've got so little time to cram everything in. It's like, I know I try to do my YouTube and stuff, I try to talk to June, I try to watch the telly, and it's hard work, isn't it? I don't think people realise. You just balance it out. Just hopefully get yourself somebody who's understanding.
And commit to what you're doing and work hard at it.
Yeah.
Jay of Thrones via YouTube. I'd love some advice, in fact, on fatherhood. I just became a dad last week and wondered if you had any tips and also your best dad jokes. Congratulations.
Send it back.
And Dan Muddle via YouTube also says, I'd love to hear your opinion on the transition of becoming a father and how you both coped. So parenting tips. I personally absolutely loved becoming a dad. Try and get into a sleep routine early as possible, I'd say.
Yes.
And just enjoy it. Just really embrace it. As for best dad jokes, I would say, I don't think you can beat, if your child says, I'm hungry, say, hello hungry, I'm dad. I mean, it's the classic of the genre, and the look of frustration on my daughter's face is enough to keep me going on any day when I say that.
I don't know. The old pull my finger one.
Yep, yeah.
Ginge used to love that as a kid. But I don't know. Like Robbie says, get them into a sleep pattern early on. Ginge used to kick off big style, and then one night June read up on it and she put her in the cot and left her, and she went to sleep, and we've never had any problem with Ginge sleeping. In fact, now we can't wake her up.
But enjoy it, because it's brilliant.
Right, so that's the end of this Q&A with me and Robbie. We hope we have helped you out with some of your problems. It doesn't come for us to get proper advice. What do you think? Yeah,
I think there might be some better people out there if you have got a problem. Hopefully that'll be just our perspective. But
don't come suing us.
Yeah.
Because this is all, independent advice. There's probably better people out there. But I hope you enjoy it, and surely we'll do it again sometime.
Yeah, and also there's more questions on my channel, remember.
Oh yes, there's more questions on Robbie. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah,
You're a proper YouTuber.
So go over to my channel now, or whenever you fancy it, if you want some more questions, if your question hasn't been answered here, or for more life advice.
Bye.
Took over your channel a bit there.
That's all right. No, don't worry about it, mate.